Hi everyone. So today I decided to choose strategy number 12 for this assignment, and it's Concept Attainment Plus. So this strategy was invented by the authors of the book, and it's based on the ideas of the inductive learning, which is strategy number 11. It is normally used to help in students' writing to identify mistakes, but I believe this would be helpful to address common math mistakes since that's what I want to teach. For writing, they'd get the student's permission to use it and not attach the student's name or anything like that to it. And they'd show the class, and the class would list corrections by using complete sentences, and I'd offer sentence starters for ELLs or struggling students. And they'd list how they would correct it, so they'd either get a copy of the paper or it would be on the board, and they could use red pen to mark out what's wrong and write what is wrong with it, and then there'd be another side of the paper where they'd correct it and write it correctly. So this will be effective in helping students answer questions that they may be too scared to ask, or they didn't even know that they had because they didn't know the mistakes that they were making. This also gives ELLs a chance to go at a slower pace and be retaught something, because correcting mistakes in every learning process is essential, especially in math, because if you keep making the same mistakes over and over, you can never get a math problem right. It's different for every subject, but making the same mistakes in writing are sometimes not as easy to find as they are in math. So this will also help students organize their thoughts through writing, and writing isn't used a lot in math, so I think that this would be a higher order thinking skills from the Bloom's taxonomy and creating and stuff like that, and they'll be able to apply their knowledge to make corrections on mistakes that they may have not previously noticed. Students have to compare two things to see where their mistake and how to correct it using complete sentences. So I made this as my students' copy, so there'd be a side that said yes and a side that said no. So on the no side, there would be the copy of how the student did it wrong. So this problem says, Sylvie and Leah are going shopping. Sylvie spends $120 on 3 jeans and 6 shirts. Leah spends $90 on 2 jeans and 5 blouses. How much does 1 jean and 1 shirt cost? So this is a problem of system of equations, which is more algebra 2. So I'd probably be teaching 10th and 11th graders since this is a harder level. So they'd create first the system of equations, but this is the no side, so there would already be a problem here. So this would be a problem that a student got wrong, and it'd be blank, but the red pen is the student's markings that they had corrections on. So the student made a problem and got it wrong, unfortunately, and for that, they wrote the steps. So for the first one, the answer is going to be in complete sentences. So they said they added 5b to both sides instead of subtracting it from both sides. So that's a correct or complete sentence, and that is how they would correct it, and so on. So they'd just answer the rest on how they did it wrong, they didn't show work and stuff like that. So on the yes side, I then have my students first solve it out, so show me that they know how to do the math, and then I'd have them write an explanation. So they explained what they did. So a lot of times in math, we can prove it by doing examples, but that is not factual proof, because factual proof is not just using examples, it's actually stating what you did. So I made 2 equations from the problem. I first found the jeans equation and then plugged that in to the shirt equation to find the price of 1 shirt, and so on. So they just proved how they did it instead of just showing me an example, and then they corrected the other side. And this will allow them, by showing it and writing it out, it will allow them to see the mistakes that maybe they made or their friend made, just so they remember what mistakes not to do, and sometimes learn what to do, because you can teach yourself by learning through your own mistakes. So